going on? PW Beast! So, I want to take this back a couple weeks. I know the big thing, the big talking point right now is Netflix, Paramount, and Warner Brothers. I want to take this back a couple weeks between James Gunn and the Snyderverse, or Zack Snyder. So, I've been wanting to speak on the YouTube, I don't even want to say fights, but kind of is fights. Delusions, I don't know. Because on one end, I'm listening to Zack Snyder fanboys talk about it's all coming together. Zack Snyder got his photos. You know, Saudi Arabia is about to buy WB. We're going to get the gang back together. So I'm like, okay, news is geared towards that. It makes sense. I understand it. And then you got channels who gets thousands of views. And their people are talking about, you gotta be the dumbest rock in the sea of rockhood to understand that Zack Snyder's people, the Snyderverse can't come back. Well, you can get Gal Gadot to come back to work. Well, she wouldn't be too hard. But more so, what about the Flash? Are you gonna replace him? Are you gonna? What about Ben Affleck? You can get Ben Affleck back. So I understand the kind of leaps and bounds of how it'll work, right? But the Snyder, you know, like I said, one side of the coin, the heads, will you say, they're talking all about Snyder coming back. This is possible. You know, you can get this stuff rolling. Why would Zack Snyder be talking about sending out all this content if he didn't know something? Saudi Arabia wants the Snyderverse to, you know, combat what's going on in Marvel. And then you got the James Gunn. And the people on that side of the James Gunn, they love this guy explicitly. It's nothing he could do wrong. I guess my big rant is, why is there such a big, huge divide? To the point where I don't even know if it's biased. I don't know what it is. And I don't know if it's on purpose. Do you get more? I don't even know. Is it good for the community? Like, is it because, I mean, trust me, I like to eat my lunch and lock in on these YouTube channels, talk about Zack Snyder this, James Gunn this. But I don't know, is it good or is it bad? So anyways, let me tell you my take. My take is, I understand the James Gunn side, you know, his side, his people. I understand his little army. To get this Snyderverse back together would be crazy. Mainly because of the actors. Ben Affleck has to he doesn't like to work out. He didn't want to do all that stuff, that training for it. But now you got to get an aging Ben Affleck. I get it. You can do a lot of stuff with CGI, but as you know, CGI sucked. The agent's been trash lately. All right. Now you can go get, of course, our boy Henry Cavill back. That will also that'll be probably pretty easy. Maybe if you pay him the right amount of money. Gal Gadot, probably easy. Ray Fisher, probably easy. You can't bring Flash back. Can't even think of his name. Can't even bring him back, right? So you got some people I don't think you could bring back. Maybe enough money, but you know how much money you're forking into this universe. Zack Snyder, the Snyderverse, as much as I loved it, wasn't freaking a cash cow, you know. But it also was getting there. It was getting. I feel like it is making a lot more money than the movies are making now. You know, so, and then it had $1 billion with Aquaman. I feel like our expectations were so high because of what we've been seeing with the Marvel universe. So I could see how that is a stretch to say all those guys come back. But on the flip side, it's like a perfect storm. We didn't think we was going to get the freaking Zack Snyder cut, the Snyder cut. It was a perfect storm to get that. This may be a perfect storm that all the guys come back. You got the right studio buying WB. I don't know. I guess you see how I'm conflicted. You see how I'm like, well, maybe this, maybe that. But I don't understand how there's channels out there that's so definitive that the Snyderverse is coming back. Can you not see the writing on the wall? And then forget Snyder. It's all about James Gunn. And then there's some people who say, hey, I want to see run parallel, really kind of satisfy both fan bases, right? For example, let's say Netflix do buy this. Can Netflix have the Snyderverse on the streaming, right? And then you can have James Gunn do James Gunn stuff. So I don't know. And I've been preaching about James Gunn for a while. I think that he could make a good universe. I really do. I think he could make a good universe. Great. I said great before, but good universe. But it will have to be not him all the time. He will have to hire out and outsource other talented directors. And tones will have to change drastically, you know. And then you can push them in. But I do like little connections. For example, Supergirl having a little connection. Or no, let me back this up. When Superman had the Peacemaker and the little, I like that, right? I like these little tidbits. But you don't need to make a full-on Superman and Batman movie. The little tidbits and make sure that so you know that they're in there together. And then after a couple of years, James Gunn universe I'm talking about right now, then you can have something huge, right? 5, 6, 7 years in the future, you have something huge after these small things been built. I think James Gunn is doing his doing his thing. Some of the stuff is kind of crazy. You know, I wasn't rocking with it, but some things I can see your vision. It's not too bad. All right. But I guess my big rant, if you're still here with me, is the divide. That's what I'm getting. It's hard for me I want to just lock in and understand and just fanboy out. But it's hard to do that on certain channels now when they're only preaching one side of the coin, which then makes me think, are you even a good source to be getting this information from? Right? And I don't want to call out channels, but there's some people that it's ridiculous. They'll go balls. You must be dumb. That's Snyderverse? Anyways, I think that, in my personal opinion, I think, as much as I hate to say this, of course, I don't think the Snyderverse should come back. I would like it to come back. I wanted to come back just for the last 2 movies of Justice League. You don't have to do the Snyderverse, but I do want the last few. And if Netflix buys us, just put it on Netflix. Just finish this thing out with the last 2 Justice League movies, and then you continue to do the James Gunn thing. Why not? Just make it an Elseworld thing, right? And if you really want to make money, put those sometime now, you know, the Snyderverse and the James Gunn verse, come together. Hey, I'm just saying, all right? Put them together sometime at some point. Just please everybody. Because then you really would start getting arguments. Well, who's going to do better? Right? Is James Gunn's Supergirl going to perform better than, you know, Zack Snyder's new movie coming out? You know what I'm saying? Now you got competition within the big realm. I don't know. I'm just thinking. But we got to figure it out. Our community was great. 2016 and 17, peak. We just kind of got to get back there. And we can do it a little bit differently, more so with competition. But right now, it's just like, it's so biased. It's hard to even... I used to love watching YouTube and watching people talk about these things, but it's just ridiculously biased to the point you really don't even know what to trust and who to trust. All right? So hopefully you guys trust me. I'd like to be one of those cool guys one day, big YouTuber. But, you know, dang, I got a full-time job and it's tough. PWB!